All right, so we're going to look at our last lesson of chapter 4. It's 4.10. It's just problem solving. We've learned all of our multiplication tables, all of them, 1 through 10, 1 through 9. So this is kind of just bringing everything that we've learned together, all the properties, all the strategies we used, and just kind of fine tuning it. So it says Scott has a stamp album. Some pages have one. Some pages have one stamp on them, and other pages they have two stamps on them. So if Scott has 18 stamps, show how many different ways he could put them in the album. Use the graphic organizer to solve the problem. So first off, we get what do we need to find? We need to find, it's right here. How many different ways could he put them in the album? So what do we need to find? How many different ways he could put them in the album? How many different ways he could put them in the album? That's what we're looking to find. Some pages have one stamp, some pages have two, but he has 18. Okay. What information do I need to use? Well, we know Scott has 18 stamps. Some pages have one stamp on them, and other pages they have two stamps on them. Okay. That's what we're looking to find. That's our information we're using. Remember, pause this if you have to copy, okay? The YouTube should let you pause pretty well. How will I use this information? I will make a what to showing all the different ways. It's called a graphic organizer. I'm just going to put G-O, because I don't have room. But it's called a graphic organizer. It's right here. A graphic organizer. And this is what a graphic organizer looks like. Look at this big chart. Okay? So it says make a table to show the number of pages with one stamp and two stamps. Each row must be equal to 18 stamps. Can't go over 18, can't go under 18 because he has 18 stamps. So he could have 8 pages with one stamp because 8 pages with 2 and 1 page, 1 or 2 pages with 1. Because 8 times 2 is 16. And 2 times 1 is 2. 16 plus 2 make 18, right? Now 7 times 2 is 14. And 4 times 1 is 4. 14 plus 4 make 18, right? 6 times 2 is 12. And 6 times 1 is 6. So 12 plus 6 is 18. Now, we got to kind of figure out, let's make this again. So if he has 5 pages with 2 stamps on it, he has 10 stamps. So now he's going to have 10 plus what makes 18? 8. Okay? 8. Now he has 10 pages with 1 stamp. So already he has 10. Well, I can't put 8 here because 8 times 2 actually makes 16. And that makes 26 stamps. So what times 2 makes 8? It's 4. 4 times 2 makes 8, and 8 plus 10 makes 16. And down here, they have 2 stamps with 2 on it. That makes 4. So he's going to need 14 more pages, 14 more stamps on this side to make 18. Lastly, if he has 1 stamp with two on it, which makes 2, then he's going to need 16 to make 18. So that might be a little bit confusing, but that's just connecting the dots. So we have 8 different ways. 1 to 8. We have 8 different ways he could do this. What patterns do we see on the table? Well, the pages with 2 stamps is counting down by 1, and the pages with 1 stamps, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So the 2 page, 2 per page, the 2 page is counting down. The 1 page, skip counting 2s. All right. So we're doing another one like we just did. It says, Scott bought 3 more stamps and now has 21 stamps. Okay, he had 18, now he bought 3 more, which makes 21. It says, some pages have 1 stamp on and some pages have 2 stamps on. Show how many different ways he could put the odd number of stamps in the album. So 21 is an odd number. It's going to be the same thing, but it's going to be a little bit different. And this problem's going to take a second, but what do we need to find? How many different ways? He could put the odd number of stamps. He could put the odd stamps. And then what information do I need to use? Well, he bought 3 more. He bought 3 stamps to make 21. Some pages have 2. Others have 1. He bought 3 stamps to make 21. Some pages have 2, others have 1. Some pages have 2, others have 1. How will I use this information? I will make a graphic organizer. I will make a graphic organizer, and I'll leave it right here for like 2 seconds to let you kind of copy that down, so you don't have to keep pausing and starting, pausing and starting. But we're gonna make a chart kind of like we did, but we gotta, instead of making it equal 18, we gotta make it equal 21, and it's gonna be a little bit different because odd numbers, well, they're a little bit different to do. Might be a little bit more. So right here, this is where I want you to focus on. I'm going to do P2, which stands for pages with 2. And then I'm going to do P1, which means pages with 1. and this is T for total, okay? So any number I put down here is going to be multiplied by 2. So let's do 10. And we know the total has to be 21, okay? So let's start with 10. 10 times 2 makes 20. Now, I got to make 21. So 20, I need one more. So 1 times 1 make 1. So I could have this. This is a way. Let's try 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Well, I need 3 more to make 21. Let's try 8. 8 times 2 is 16. I need 5 more to make 21. A pattern here. 1, 5. 7 times 2 is 14. I need 7 more to make 21. You guys see the pattern yet? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that pattern. And 1, 3, 5, 7. Let's do 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. We're adding 2 to each one, but these are all odd because odd number. We got to have this has to be an odd number. So 1, 3, 5, 7. For example, 6 times 2 is 12. Add 9 more, it makes 21. 5 times 2 is 10. Add 11 more, it makes 21. 4 times 2 is 8. Add 13 more, it's 21, and so on. So now we have 10 ways. 10 to 1 is 10 different ways. Okay? 10 different ways. Let me out zoom this a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit. So you can see it like this. You have 10 different ways that you could do this. So this is kind of getting you to see patterns, understanding adding and multiplying together. But there's 10 different ways. You can even count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different ways. So what pattern do you see? P2 counts down by 1. And P1, which is pages with 1, adds to each time. For example, 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. How are these patterns different? The patterns are different because on P1, they skip count 2 with even numbers. On P1, they skip count 2 with even numbers. That's what they do on page 247. On 248, we add 2 to odd numbers. All these are odd. All of these are odd. I'll give you a second to guys copy all that down. All right. So number 3, no, the next page, it says, Aaron's mother is making lemonade. For each pitcher, she uses 1 cup of lemon juice, 1 cup of sugar, and 6 cups of water. What is the total number of ingredients she will use to make 5 pitchers of lemonade? First off, we got to make a table. It's our graphic organizer to show the number of lemon juice, sugar, and water in each pitcher of lemonade. Next, we have to multiply to find the number of cups and water needed for each pitcher of lemonade. So, for 1 pitcher, she adds 1 lemon juice, 1 sugar, 6, and it makes 8, because 6 plus 1 plus 1 is 8. We're not going to use this line. So, 1, she uses 1 each time. So this is going to be simple. It's going to be 1. If she makes 2 pitchers, she's going to use 2. 3 pitchers is going to be 3. 4 pitchers is going to be 4. And 5 pitchers is going to be 5. Okay? And same thing with sugar. She uses 1 cup for 1. She'll use, on her second one, she'd have to use 2 cups. If she makes 3 pitchers, she's going to have to use 3 cups. 4 pitchers is going to be 4, and 5 is going to be 5. That's great. Now, she uses 6 cups of water for 1 pitcher, but if she makes 2, she's going to use 12. If she makes 3, what's 6 times 3? 18. 6 times 4 is 24, and 6 times 5 is 30. Now, 1 plus 1 plus 6 is 8. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 12 is 16. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 18 is 24, because we're using more ingredients, guys. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 24 is 32. And 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 30 is 40. And also, we're skip counting 8. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. So, in 5 pitchers of lemonade, there are how many cups of lemon juice? 5. How many cups of sugar? 5. How many cups of water? 30. Which makes a total of 40 cups of ingredients. I'll give you guys a second. Give you a second to copy that down. So, what if it takes 4 lemons to make 1 cup of lemon juice? So they're going to add kind of like another thing. What if it takes 4 lemons to make 1 cup of lemon juice? Explain how many lemons you would need. So let's pretend this is 4, because it takes 4 to make 1 cup. So all we're going to do is skip count. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. It's going to take 8 lemons to make 2 cups. So we just take this number and multiply it by 4. So 5 pitchers takes 5. So what? So explain how you could use the table. We have to take 5 times 4, because 5 cups with 4 lemons to make 1 cup equals 20 lemons. So give you guys a second to copy that down. What pattern do you see in the total number of cups of ingredients? We're skip counting 8. We already talked about that. Multiples, it's shown. Oh, come on, my mouse is messing up. it's giving us, it is multiples of 8. It is multiples of 8. Give you a second to copy all this down. All right. So these are the on your owns. And this is kind of just like a little bit of a review. So it's like Julie saw 3 eagles each day she went bird watching. How many eagles did she see in 6 days? So each day she saw 3 over 6. 3 times 6, 18 eagles. How many eagles did she see in 6 days? Greg has a dollar bill. Greg has a dollar bill, quarters, and dimes. How many ways can he make $1.75? Now this is going to be a tough one because it's going to use us to use like a graphic organizer. So let's say we have let's do it right here. He has $1, a quarter, and dime. So he has to make, the total has to be 175. We know this. So he could have $1, 3 quarters, and 0 dimes to make $1.75. He could have $1, 1 quarter, and 5 dimes, right? Because that makes $1.75. Because that's 50 cents. He could have $0 and 5 quarter, or not 5 quarters, 7 quarters with 0 dimes, because that's $1.75. Or he could have $0, 5 quarters, which makes $1.25, and 5 dimes, which makes $1.75. And I think he could have, yeah, there's one more. He could have $0, 3 quarters, and 10 dimes to make $1.75. And there's actually one more, okay? He could have 1 quarter and 15 dimes to make $1.75. So if you show me this chart, that's naming all the ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 ways. That's a tough one. That is insanely tough. So I don't expect you to know that. But it's good to kind of get an understanding because we're still learning some of our money. So get that chart copied down. There's 6 ways. This chart shows me. If you draw that chart, it shows me. That's $1. That's Q for quarter, D for dime, T for total. Cami needs 36 postcards. She buys 4 packages of 10 postcards. How many postcards does Cami have left over? So, how many postcards will Cami have left over? Explain. She needs 36. She bought 4 with 10 in each. So 10 times 4 we know is 40. She only needs 36. So we're going to take 40 minus 36. 0 minus 6 you can't do. Go to your neighbor. 4 becomes a 3. The 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. So 4 left over. She will have 4 left over. Four left over. Remember, pause this if you need to. Philip has 8 books on each of 3 bookshelves. His aunt gives him 3 new books. How many books does Philip have now? So first off, let's find out what he has. Philip has 8 books on 3 bookshelves. We know 8 times 3 is 24. So he has 24 books, and his aunt gives him 3 more. So we're going to take 24 plus 3, and it's going to give us 27 books. Just like that. And that's on a personal math trainer. We are not gonna do this one. There's not enough room for us to do all of it. So put an X on it. We're not gonna do it. There's not enough room. But I know this one's tough. So don't. This is really tough. Don't stress on this one that bad if you didn't understand it that well. Everything else should be pretty simple. Okay. I'm gonna put the lesson check, like I said, on Schoology. You guys can do it on Schoology if you want, or you can do it on here. Either way. This is going to be like making the graphic organizers, kind of like they did up here. They did number 1 for you. There's only 2 questions. Okay. Yeah, there's only 2 questions. And this one, I'm going to do this one with you real quick. So write a problem you could use to make a table strategy. I'm doing it with you. So I'm going to pick a student in Miss Campbell's class. Let's say Jake. Jake makes pie. He uses 1 apple. Let's say it's a fruit pie. I don't know how to make fruit pie, but let's say it's how you make it. He uses 1 apple, 2 peaches, maybe. And 2, let's say, and 2 bananas for pie. So Jake makes pie. He uses 1 apple, 2 peaches, and 2 bananas for each pie. How much will he need? How many will he need for 3? How many fruits? So we have A for apple, P for peach, and B for banana, and T for total. Let me erase it real quick. So he uses 1 apple, 2 peaches, and 2 bananas for 1 pie. So this is 1 pie, 2 pie, and 3 pie. So he has 5 ingredients. 1 plus 2 plus 2 is 5. If he makes 2 pies, he's going to have to use 2 apples, 4 pears, and 4 bananas to make 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. You guys see the hint? 5, 10. This one's probably going to be 15. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. And that's how you do that one. Okay? Thanks, Jake, for helping us out. If you watch this. That's simple, that's quick, that's easy. We put that together for ourselves, okay? Apple, banana, pear, or peaches, bananas, that's our total, okay? I know there's not a lot of room. If you write small, you might be able to find it, but I helped you with that one, okay? I'll put the lesson check and spiral review on Schoology. You can do it on here, on Schoology, or both, whatever you prefer, guys, all right? Have a good one.